My sister-in-law thinks that she can be a mother. Okay, you want to say that I don't know how to raise my kid? You want to say that my kid's a troublemaker and you can do better? Well, how about this? I make a bet with you. I'll give you 6 months to take my kid, and if you can handle him just for those 6 months, well, I'm going to give you a lump sum of money. How does that sound?
Hey everyone, my name's Sally. I have a 12-year-old son who's named Noah. He is a bit of a troublemaker and very difficult to deal with. I love my son and I'll do anything for him, but he's very difficult. He's 12. My husband has his business all over the country, so he's rarely home. It's my mother-in-law, Lila. She's 62, who helps me manage Noah. Lila's a great woman who realized that it was difficult for me to take care of Noah on my own, and even offered to help me when he was around 5 years of age. Noah's always been a problem child. He used to throw tantrums, which I initially thought was what kids his age even did, but soon it became clear that he had issues. I was called into school when he was just 5 years of age. Apparently, he had a kid with his pencil box, and he hit him upside the head, breaking his classmate's nose. He had also been involved in some biting incidents, which, at the time, I had neglected, but this was when I started to really get worried. The more he grew, the more he became detached from academics. He started skipping classes at the age of 10. He didn't do his homework, and he often bullied his peers, and he didn't like it when people even talked to him. He often verbally abused kids, and if they tried to interact with him, he did not listen to his teachers either. At home, he was often found throwing tantrums. The moment I say no to him, he acts all like I'm depriving essentials for him to live on. He often locks himself in his room and does not come out until, well, he's over whatever it is that he's crying about. I even found out once that he stole from the family members and sold stuff at pawn shops. It isn't like we lack in terms of money. We're upper class, middle, and so he clearly does this stuff for the thrill. I'm a firm believer in not punishing the kids. But when I wasn't able to control my son, I was forced at hand to use a bit of punishment. So, I often ground him, but he sneaks out whenever he wants to. I have even slapped him a few times, but it only made me feel terrible. And not him. Nothing phases the kid. He listens to nobody at all, not even me, not his grandmother, except, well, the only person he really listens to is my husband. Cole is often gone for business, but the moment he's back home, Noah pretends to be completely different from what he actually is like, and I really mean this. So, he acts like a perfect little angel in front of his father, so it's clear that he acts out on purpose. Lila and we just always find it creepy how quickly Noah changes his entire personality. We even took him to a therapist to get him checked out, but you know what? He completely refused to even talk. The therapist just suggested that we bring him over and gradually he would start talking, but he did not speak a word to the therapist for 6 months that we took him over there. Well, Noah really made me mad, but there's one more person who makes me even more mad than him. My sister-in-law, Ava. Ava's childless. How I envy. But she often pretends like she knows everything right in the situation, including how to raise a kid. Ava pretends that raising a kid is a piece of cake. She often preaches to all the mothers around the condescending voice of hers. Ava loves to tell me how I should raise my kid without even having a kid of her own. She even gives advice to her own mother about parenting, which makes me so mad, and my mother-in-law to no end. She and her husband were unable to conceive, but I think that just because she wanted a kid, she thinks she knows how to raise them. I've seen her explain motherhood to actual moms, like she would know. I would have been empathetic towards her struggle, but she's a horrible person to be around, and I mean it, so I don't care. She's often criticized my parenting, and she doesn't understand why my mother-in-law and I can't just control a 12-year-old. She thinks it's easy, and it grates on me on every time she acts more experienced than me and her mom, who, literally raised her. Last night, I had enough of her constant condescending behavior. I had family over for dinner, and everything was going great until Noah locked himself in the attic for hours. I'd spent an hour trying to get him out, but he wasn't listening. So in frustration, I left him there thinking that he would come out, but, when he's hungry. Of course, Ava mocked me for it, and she claimed that I was a horrible mother for leaving her kid alone and hungry in the attic. So I told her, be my guest, get him out herself, and left her standing to attend to my other social responsibilities for the dinner. However, a few minutes later, we realized that our dog wasn't in the house. I went to check if it was maybe a mistake or something, so I kinda started freaking out when he wasn't in the backyard either. He usually does not like going out, so I was unconvinced when an uncle suggested that maybe he ran outside. But soon the family starts hearing the dog cry. The cries were coming from the attic. So everyone starts to freak out, wondering what Noah must be doing to the poor dog. I tried to beg Noah to let the dog out, but he wasn't even responding at this point. That's when one of our uncles offered to break the door of the attic. He told Noah to stand away from the door, and he broke it. I rushed in to find Noah sitting on a bucket that was trapping the little dog's body under it. I was so mad at his behavior that I pulled him away and locked him in his room. I'd recently permanently shut his room window, and there was no lock on the inside of his room anymore after the last incident where he locked himself in it for 3 days. On my return, I was about to actually apologize to everyone about the behavior of my son, but Ava did not let me. She told me that everybody knows that I'm just a bad mom and that she would have been such a great mother to little Noah if only the right people could conceive and the wrong people could not. Guys, I was so offended by the way she continued to say that I sucked at being a mom and that I should never have a kid if I could not control him. That's when Lila, my mother-in-law, stepped in taking my side. She told her daughter to shut up and not embarrass herself in front of the family. That's when she let out a laugh, claiming that she wasn't embarrassing herself. I was embarrassing myself by being a bad mother in front of everyone. She told me never to have any more kids or I would ruin them just like I ruined Noah by being a bad mom. I told her that she pretends to know everything about motherhood, but she isn't actually a mom. I reminded her that knowing what motherhood is very different than what being a mom actually is like. I wanted to hit her where it hurt the most. So I told her that she can pretend to know how to be a mom, but she can never actually be a mom. So what she says is just utter crap. She's just shrugging and then claiming that if I cannot control my own boy, maybe she should just adopt Noah. Well, after all, she would clearly be a better mother than I've ever been in Noah's entire life. I love my kid, guys. He's troubled. Yes, he lashes out. Yes, but he's my kid. I raised him and I love him, and even after everything, he's mine. And what Ava said truly hurt me. So I told her to leave the house. I told her if she cannot be nice, then she's not invited. She claimed that she would rather stay away from me if I cannot control my kid anyways and left. The rest of the family thought it would be better to cut the dinner short and leave as well. It was just me and my mother-in-law left in the house with Noah and the dog. I felt so humiliated by my sister-in-law. How dare she? She was out of line, right? I feel so angry, and I can actually slap her if I see her again. She's so arrogant and condescending, and it makes my blood boil just to be in the same room as her with my kid. I'm not overreacting, am I, guys? She's overstepping and thinks too highly about herself, right? I can totally imagine her being a wreck if she had a kid like Noah. She would not be able to take care of him for more than a month because I just know it. Anyways, I'll update you guys soon enough. Update number 1. Hello everyone, it's Sally again. I read through your comments and talked to my mother-in-law. Lila agrees that letting Ava adopt Noah would teach her a valuable lesson to not judge struggling mothers, but instead sympathize with them. I was hesitant in the beginning. Lila thought that I should let Ava adopt Noah for 6 months. We can even make up a contract with all the details to make sure everything's crystal clear and it does go well. Well, she suggested that we give Noah to Ava for exactly 6 months. And if she can change him and his behavior, she can keep him forever. Sure that Ava is in over her head with all this. It still made me feel uneasy about it all. But if Ava fails, she'll have to pay me a hefty sum of money for humiliating me in front of the family. Lila thinks Ava's overconfident and would like to take the deal. And she was right about it. The contract also mentions that if Ava's unable to control Noah in the allotted time and changes behavior like she so claims to be a good mother can, she'll have to get on her knees in front of everyone and apologize to me for her behavior. I didn't know what to feel about this suggested agreement. I did not want to give up my son for 6 months at all, but I looked at the situation from all angles. Ava lives just a few blocks away, guys. We're talking a 5-minute walking distance. If something did happen, I could get there in time, and I can always go over to see her if my son is not being treated well. I talked to my husband, Cole, and he said that I should ask Noah if he's comfortable with this arrangement, and if he is, then I should let him go for the 6 months' time. So I talked to Noah, but he isn't really interested. He only wanted to know if he could come over when his dad was home from work. We're making the exception for him, of course, but otherwise he did not have any issues with it. This kind of hurt me. It just showed me that I did not matter to him at all, just his father. Well, I'm hoping that living with Ava will make him value me more than he usually does. When we called Ava over just to discuss it, he was haughty. She huffed, saying that she was always wanting a kid, and if I thought she was going to let the opportunity go, I was wrong. I just shrugged, and she claimed that it was just an opportunity for her to prove that she was meant to be a mom. Some women just are. However, I was not meant to be a mother, and it's unfair that God makes some people able to give birth and some not. I let her go on her rant until she signed the papers. She was cocky, and there was no way that she could take care of Noah with that attitude. I just hope she does not ruin my son even more in the time that he was over with her. Now, Noah's going to live with his aunt as her son for the next 6 months. I feel so empty, like I have all this time on my hands that I usually spend cleaning up Noah's messes. I don't know what to do with myself if I'm being honest with you guys. I'm waiting for Monday to come so I can go back to work. Otherwise, I have almost nothing to do anymore. I'll update you guys soon. Update number 2. Hey everyone, this is Sally here again. It's been about 2 months since my last update, and I need to tell how everything's been going on. The week Ava took Noah away, he started to run off from Ava's house at night. Each night he ran away from her and comes to my house. This forces Ava to regularly come over and pick Noah up. Seeing Noah come back home always makes me feel better. It meant he missed the house and maybe even me a little. It also made Ava's night hell, 2 birds with 1 stone, and I know that his behavior of running away makes me mad, but she doesn't show it in front of me. She would come over and smile and take him back, but I could see the gradual increase of the dark circles underneath her eyes, which gave me immense satisfaction. I do drop by a few times to check on my son, and he seemed to be the same troubled child he was with me. Ava just pretends to be able to roll with the punches, but her gradual loss of weight and color in her face tells an entirely different story altogether. We were to meet at a family gathering for the first time in years. Well, Noah came up to me and hugged me, saying that he misses me. I felt like we had overcome some kind of obstacle right then and there, but you know what? Ava pulled him away, claiming that he is her son now, and that I can't just take him away like that. It wasn't mentioned in the contract, and this really makes me mad because she tried to ruin the first nice moment between me and my son in years. All through the gathering, she laughed and pretended that taking care of Noah was easy peasy, while keeping my son on a tight leash. Always right beside her, I think she was scared that he would do something and prove to everyone that she really didn't have control. But I went after Ava's husband, Parker, to get the truth behind her fake facade. Parker reveals that Ava has no control on Noah at all. She was just pretending. I could tell then Parker was being affected by the entire situation, guys. Even though he made it crystal clear in the beginning that he would not be participating in all this, Parker revealed that Noah did not talk to Ava with a straight face, guys. He even went to go ruin her garden during one of his big tantrums. He doesn't let anyone sleep in the house, and even after Ava locks his door from the outside so he can't run off to me. Parker revealed that once Ava even tried physically punishment of him, but Noah lashed out and hit her back in return, right in the face. Ever since, Ava has been very shocked by him and spooked, and you know what? Apparently she's very, very stressed out. I did not know how I felt about my sister-in-law hitting my son, and he was still my son, but knowing that Noah did not let her get away with it made me feel relieved. Parker told me that Ava would not last for long and that I should be comfortable knowing that I would win the contract. He's even trying to convince her to send Noah back, and she's just being a bit stubborn. Talking to Parker, it really made me feel relieved. By the looks of it, Noah will be back home in no time, and I will win. And Ava will be humiliated like she loves humiliating me in front of everyone. And maybe Noah will start valuing me more. And the hug won't be the only nice gesture he makes towards his mom. Maybe knowing how Ava treats him would make him realize that I do truly love him. Update 3. Hey guys, it's Sally again. It's been 14 days since my last update, and Ava finally broke. Parker had kept me in the loop in the meantime, and Noah had been really causing chaos in the house, and Ava was forced to clean it all up because he had claimed in the beginning that he would not get involved. This has led to Ava screaming at him at times for not helping out, but he's holding his ground, and I would be mad if a husband weren't helping his wife. But in this case, Ava was the only one who wished to take care of Noah. Parker had made it very clear since the beginning that he wanted no part in this crap show. However, Ava came begging me to take Noah back this evening. She explained that Noah had sold her beloved dog that she had had for the past 5 years. She claims that she tried everything on Noah, but she wasn't able to control him, branding him uncontrollable. She had brought Noah with her too. He slid into our conversation, saying that Ava beats him and he was angry. He claimed that he wanted to make her so mad that he did not particularly like the dog anyways, but knew how much she did. So, he had sold the dog behind Ava's back just to get back at her for beating him. I didn't know if I should have felt bad or felt proud of my son in the moment, but I did. Ava should not have beaten him. He wasn't even her son in reality, and he deserved to get revenge against her. I might have been confused about how to feel about the situation at hand, but outwardly I laughed in her face. I showed her the contract and reminded her that she needs to pay. So if she isn't here with the money, I don't really care about her begging. Well, that made her really mad. She claimed that the contract was stupid, and it would be stupid to expect her to actually pay for taking care of my son for almost 3 months. In fact, she should be the one who gets paid. You know what I did? I laughed in her face again and told her to beg me again after she has the money with her. I told her that I took the contract very seriously, and before I closed the door, I asked her who the better mommy was now. She didn't say anything and just stood there simmering in rage as I smirked and closed the door in her face. It gave me immense satisfaction, guys. I'm concerned for Noah, though. I don't want Ava to hurt him, but it seems like he's holding up fine. Parker has promised me that he would tell me if Ava hurt Noah, and I'm just hoping that Ava gives up and sucks it up and holds her side of the bargain in the near future, so my son can come back home. I don't think it's going to take long. Update number 4. Hey guys, this is Sally, and you're not going to believe what I found out, and I am so mad at what Ava did. It's been quiet for about 2 weeks now. Parker had stopped picking up my calls or answering my text, and Noah had stopped dropping by too, and every time I would go over there, nobody would be home. Nor would Noah be out playing with some friends, and I started to get suspicious about the whole thing. That's when I found out through one of Noah's teachers that his guardian Ava had sent him off to boarding school. I was so infuriated that she took such a big step in Noah's life without consulting me. I know she's the guardian right now of Noah for 3 more months, but how dare she not even consult his own mother before doing such a thing? Also, by the way, this breaches the contract. I took my lawyer to her house and accused her of breaching it. Ava burst out crying. She claimed that Noah was driving her insane and that she could not take it any longer, claiming if she had to, deal with Noah for even 1 more week, she would do some unthinkable things to herself. So, you know what? I told her, then go ahead and get on your knees and ask for my forgiveness in front of the family, and that's when she revealed that she does not have the money. She hid this from me, so I won't ask it for her. Turns out that Parker, her husband, had refused to help her pay for her stupid decision of adopting Noah for 6 months and did not want to pay with his own money. And Ava doesn't have the hefty sum mentioned in the contract, so she tried to take a loophole. But she doesn't want to adopt Noah forever either, and she's stuck from all sides and doesn't know what to do. So I do have pity on her. I tell her that she needs to get my son back right this second, and I'll think about not making her pay. So she rushes to the boarding school and brought my son back. I was so glad to have Noah back, guys, and he hugged me so tight one more time, and I think he actually missed me. And, well, I really missed him too. The house was just too quiet without him. Today, we had a family gathering at my house. I had invited the same family members as the day she had humiliated me, and then I made Ava drop down on those knees and apologize to me. I utterly humiliated her, and she lost all respect in everyone's eyes when I revealed how she behaved with my son in the time that he was with her. I no longer think anyone in the family has any love or respect left for that woman, and her words mean nothing to anyone. She's the absolute laughingstock of the family. The woman who thought too highly of herself until someone knocked her to her level for the world to see. Guys, I'm just so happy that this is over. Noah started to act out a little less, and I think he realized that he has it great with me. And there are worse people outside, and he still causes chaos around the house, but he's just no longer ignoring me on everyday basis. He actually talks to me nicely. Well, that's a change. Update number 5. Hey guys, this is Sally with one last update about the situation. It's been 3 months since my final update, and I thought I would just wrap it all up. Noah's behavior has changed drastically ever since he returned. He has not completely changed into a good boy, but he's better than he was. He doesn't fight with me and his grandma about everything anymore, and he's still getting in trouble with the school, but we're trying to keep him in line, you know. But I do think our relationship has improved after everything. Lila, my mother-in-law, is very happy now about how everything turned out. She felt very happy for being able to teach her daughter a lesson, and she always hated how Ava pretended to know about parenting, even more than her own mother at times. She's very happy that now she won't have to deal with her daughter's inexperienced taunts anymore. Apparently, Parker stopped texting back and stopped taking my calls after he and Ava had a deal. He promised not to tell me about the fact that she sent my son to a boarding school. In return, he would not have to pay me the money to deal with Noah for the rest of the contract. He was getting very annoyed with Noah, so he jumped on the opportunity when Ava presented it. I would have been mad, but I would have done the same thing if the boy wasn't my son or my responsibility. Well, Cole has also returned for a few weeks. This has really brought Noah's mood up, and we've been discussing lately. Noah really feels neglected by Cole's absence, and he's considering selling a part of the company to stay in our state more often. It's still in the decision book, though. I know if he does that, Noah will be very happy. And maybe he'll stop acting out. At least that's the hope. And that's it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. These past few months have been super hard for me, and knowing that I had a sympathetic ear to listen to my problems really helped me out. Anyways, that's it, guys. Top comments from the original and update. Comment number 1 by blob_74. I'm so glad that it worked out for you. Ava now knows her place and will hopefully never treat mothers like that ever again. Noah has also learned a small lesson, and I really hope he values you the way you deserve to be valued. And your husband, too, is thinking about staying home more. It's only going to help Noah not feel so neglected. I do think that his dad being away all the time has put a problem in his life. I hope he slowly starts behaving when his dad's back, but I gotta say, having Ava beg you for forgiveness on her knees must have been so satisfying. Ooh, she's just so condescending and annoying. I just don't understand why some women can't support other women instead of bringing them down. Instead of, offering to help you, she always made you feel worse. I'm just glad she won't do that to you anymore. Comment number 2 by Yuri. Ava might be a menace, but you, Sally, you're a bad parent. How could you just give your son up to another woman? You didn't know the ways in which Ava would have controlled Noah. She could have locked him in the basement or something to teach him a lesson. What am I saying is, you didn't know. She beat your son. I would have been furious if some random woman put hands on my kid. I would have beaten her back for her audacity, but no, you were just okay with it unless Noah could keep his own. He should not have to, though. You're a bad mom who doesn't care about her son. No wonder Noah hates you if that's how you behave with him every day. No wonder he's a troubled kid if her mother thinks that he's just a pawn in proving her point about things just to get a bit of money.
Well, guys, if you've been a part of this channel for a while, we've seen our share of Avas and these stories, and what she did was so ridiculous, just gloating about how she can be such a better mom and all this stuff. Well, how about you put your money where your mouth is? Guys, I want to know exactly what you thought about today's story, and if you found yourself in OP's position, do you even think it was a good idea to give up your kid? Some of the comments that I read did not think it was a good idea. So let's see whose side are we on this one, guys. Drop it down below in the comment section. My name's Mr. Reddito. I narrate stories like this every single day. And if you guys want to be a part of these daily stories, consider subscribing. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, remember, it's cool to be kind. See ya.